We go from one tropical paradise to another. After spending time on glorious Middle Percy Island, we sail 66 nautical miles to the equally beautiful Keswick Island for a couple of days, and watch to the end to see more of Karen's great tips in the Our Galley segment.
So Rob, this isn't part of the boat work we need to do today?
Well, you wouldn't call it essential, but we are at West Bay at Middle Percy Island, and the cruiser's A-frame in there is famous, well, worldwide actually, and as cruisers come through they leave a little piece of memorabilia from their boat in there. We've left a few things there over the years, but they've been pretty disposable items, and to be honest, the place gets really crowded, and every now and then the caretakers of the island come through and just, as they say, if it's junk, it's probably going to end up in the junk because they have so much there, and some of it gets blown away in bad storms, etc. So our son, our very talented son, was nice enough to present us with this plaque when we first got our Dreamtime 8 years ago. And the beauty about having a very talented son is he can make us another one.
You won't. You won't. He might be very disappointed that you're giving this away.
Probably not. There's going to be a nice permanent memento. He's going to have to make us another one because it's taken a little bit of timber off.
Oh.
But yeah, it'll be a nice permanent memento in there at the cruiser's A-frame.
And so it really does represent what we say, don't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, and the truth is that, you know, we live by that. Don't dream your life, live it. And that's what we're out doing. So if you are cruisers and happen to come to West Bay at Middle Percy Island in the A-frame, keep an eye out for this, and you'll know.
Take a photo for us.
Take a photo for us and send it to us.
Yeah, pin it up on our Facebook so we know it's still there.
We'd love it. Thanks, guys. The A-frame is now full of decades of memorabilia, and it comes in all shapes and sizes. It's cool to wander around looking for the name of boats that you actually know, such as Sailing Papaya. Michael and Jess we met at Able Point a few years ago. They've got a great YouTube channel as well, and if you like spearfishing, man, these guys are absolutely epic in that field. Check them out. And if these benches could talk, they'd have an incredible list of tales to tell. Well, there we go. Our Dreamtime is now nicely permanently mounted. So if you come to West Bay at Middle Percy Island, check out the store because they've got the best honey in Australia. And as you walk in, there we are, just up above. So remember, there's plenty of Dreamtimes around the place, but there's only one genuine Our Dreamtime. If you do get the conditions to stay a couple of days at West Bay here at Percy Island, you really do want to take advantage of the Sundowners goat stew. Well worth the experience. We've visited this idyllic spot a number of times. It's a glorious place in the right weather, but can be very rolly in any sort of swell. If you want to see more of Middle Percy Island, including the homestead, check out our previous episodes and blogs. There's some links in the episode description below to help you. After a nice refreshing swim, we took a run into the lagoon in our dinghy when the rising tide permitted it. The place totally dries out to sand at low. Then it was back to our Dreamtime for a relaxing afternoon before moving on.
Could you bring up a few more revs in neutral, please?
Done, mate.
Could you get a little bit of footage of the sun coming up over the island, please?
Shall do. Well, good morning, everybody. And here we are again, nice and early. We arrived at Percy Island 2 days ago, and we had a rest day yesterday. We did some boat jobs which needed to be done, and then we headed ashore and filmed some of this amazing island. It was a lot of fun. We got the kayak out for the first time. Yay! We will be going jib and jigger today. Jib and jigger, Rob will explain that later, but with the disaster, should I say? That's probably my words. Rob would probably say we just broke something, but to me it's a disaster. The disaster that we had on the trip into Percy. Well then, you know, we're now not raising our mainsail for it. But more on that later. He'll talk to you about the technical details. So I'm not a technical person. Now you can see the swell that we've dealt with overnight. It doesn't look much, but in a bunk, it tends to be a little bit uncomfortable. As we said, we did know that the swell was going to come in because the wind was changing to the northeast instead of easterly. However, it has come a little bit more northerly. Anyway, here we are. Nothing to complain about really. Just letting you know what the conditions are at.
So we're sailing a little bit differently today, doing what we call jib and jigger. That's just using the headsail and the mizzen, no main at all. And why no main? This is the plate that our main sheet and preventers all hook onto, and it's normally sitting nicely in a channel in the boom, but it used to be a lot longer with 2 bolts each end. And what's happened is, well, the day before yesterday, heavy conditions, and it literally is broken and then torn out of the boom. So we're not really in a position to use the boom at all at the moment, the mainsail. So we are sailing along, as I say, with the jib and jigger. and you can hear the engine. Why is that? Well, a few things. We're having some problems starting. Now it appears it's a starter motor issue. Seems like the solenoid or the actual starter circuit. The starter motor itself is fine. Now, it takes a little bit of getting started sometimes. And as it is, we're sailing across to a place called Keswick Island. It's an anchorage we've never been to before. And we're going to arrive with reasonably strong wind at the time we're due to be there, and then find ourselves not able to start the engine when we want to anchor. The other thing is, while we're running it just at low revs like this, it's also putting a nice amount of charge in the batteries, because at the moment we've got pretty overcast skies and a little bit of rain. So it's doing all sorts of things. We're relying on the sails to get forward, but we've got the engine just ticking over. It'll make power for the day, and when we get there we know we've got an engine running to tuck in and anchor up. So all comes down to a bit of safety.
Best I could do, mate. We have pork and cheese. Pork and cheese. Roger. Oh, you lost him. One more for a wrap. Just coming into the anchorage at Keswick. We haven't been into this anchorage before, so it's a new one for us. Looking forward to it. Comes on recommendations of Whoosh, our friends on SV Whoosh, Lynn and Bob.
It's all new to us.
Get out the back.
I shall go to the anchor.
You go to the anchor. Don't throw yourself over with the anchor though. So the tidal is going to be how much of a drop?
The lowest tide we'll get while we're here is 2.5 metres less than what it is now. We want 1.5 for the keel and 1 metre under that. So therefore, we need 5 metres now, so that when the tide is at its lowest, we'll have 2.5 metres of water.
So pleased you graduated from year 1.
I'm happy to drop here, are you?
Yes, we're at 8.2. You're in my champagne hour. Hurry up. Do tell us.
Welcome to Keswick Island Tinny Camp. Tinny Camp. Got the camera mounted on the front of the tender. Coming to swim at this beautiful beach. Sailed across Middle Percy Island yesterday. We're sheltering here from high winds.
Such a harsh sheltering from hard winds.
A number of boats that have come in and our Dreamtime is out there at anchor, enjoying a well-deserved rest. And we're just, of course, enjoying the tropical waters. Absolutely beautiful. So what do you think of Keswick?
Oh, this place is stunning. Really is a tropical paradise. Beautiful white beaches, nice sheltered anchorages. Couldn't ask for much better, could you?
Not a bad place to shelter.
No, sheltering from high winds. I can't believe it when we are sitting in here that we've got high winds, but on the other side of that mountains behind us, and it's quite mountainous, the island. There are 20 plus knots northerly, and of course we're going to go north, so we don't really want to go into that.
Hey, even the boats that are heading south, they're all staying in here at the moment as well.
Yeah, there's a number in here heading south because the swell's up as well, so you know, to go, if they're heading south, they've got a northerly, they've got some big seas to contend with, big swells, so why not sit here and enjoy it? I don't blame them. When we catch a lot of fish, I'm always looking for inventive ways to cook it. Combining dukkha and panko crumbs has become one of my quick and easy ways to have a really tasty meal without the fuss. Dukkha is a fragrant blend of nuts, seeds and spices that is traditionally used as a condiment in many Middle Eastern cuisines. There is really not a written recipe for dukkha. I just tend to process a number of my favourite ingredients, so the result is really never the same. Make the dukkha up in batches ahead of time, as there are so many different ways of using it. The fish is quickly dipped into whisked egg, then coated in the dukkha panko crumb mix. Fried off in a medium to hot pan using macadamia oil. Not only do you get the beautiful nut flavours from the dukkha mix, but by using the macadamia oil for this recipe, it gives you that extra hit of creamy macadamia flavour that we love so much. In only 8 minutes, the crumb mix forms a crunchy crust on the outside, and paired with the soft flesh of the fish, it's a winner. In this instance, I've used mackerel, but any firm white fish would be perfect. The crumb mix is so versatile that you don't have to limit yourself to fish. It would be equally as good on chicken or pork. Served with steamed veggies, this is our quick and easy midweek dinner. For more of my food porn, you can check out Our Galley on Facebook and or Instagram. But for detailed recipes, head to Our Galley blog. The links are on the screen.
We would like to say a huge thank you to our virtual crew members who sail along with us on our Dreamtime through Patreon. Knowing you think enough of what we do to sign on gives us a massive boost. Your support has encouraged and helped us to invest in a whole bunch of new equipment to improve our shows. If you'd like to find out how you could join the Dreamtime crew too and get special access and other benefits, click across to our Patreon page through the link in the episode description below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click that button It really helps us, and it's totally free. If you'd like to be notified when new episodes are published, hit that bell button as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to you joining us on the next episode of Dreamtime Sail.